What is up, my friends, and welcome to the UFL Week In Review, one of the longest-running UFL podcasts of all time. I'm your host, Mark Perry, bringing you all the latest from the heart of the United Football League. With just 51 days until we kick off on March 30th, we're here to break down the inaugural UFL 2024 schedule. It's finally here, revealing the matchups and broadcast details that have fans buzzing with excitement. Also on today's show, we'll discuss the NFL's interest in the XFL kickoff model. The Houston officially has a home. We'll take a closer look at the San Antonio Brahmas kickoff event and give you a complete overview of UFL player salaries. Plus, we've got the latest updates from News Hub Fantasy site and, of course, what's going on with our UFL News Hub mobile app. And don't forget, we'll be answering questions of the week, which is, what do you think of the schedule? So let's dive in.
Today is just such a special day. The XFL and the USFL merged together to create one powerful spring football league called the UFL. These players are going to play hard-nosed, intense football, passionate football.
Every play matters. Touchdown!
They got one shot. They're going to ball out.
Incredible!
Spring football is here to stay.
The UFL season kicks off March 30th on Fox and ABC.
It is here, my friends. We have the UFL inaugural schedule for 2024. We'll break it all down. So they finally announced it early this morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll feature 43 games, including 40 regular season games, 2 conference championships, and 1, of course, mega championship. Fans can watch the games on major networks, including ABC, Fox, ESPN, FS1, and ESPN2. With 72% of the games airing on broadcast television. That is a huge point. So some other things we have going on, of course, the season starts with the Birmingham Stallions against Arlington Renegades at Choctaw Stadium. And then, of course, will be split in 2 conferences. You've got the XFL and the USFL conference. There'll be a mix of 6 in-conference games and 4 inter-conference matchups for each team. That's kind of how it's broken up. The conference championship will pit the top 2 teams with their respective divisions, and then the next 2 teams with the best records of their respective conferences. So this is basically the St. Louis Battlehawks rule, even though Arlington won, that St. Louis would have made the playoffs and Arlington wouldn't have, which I think is the best thing. You want the best teams in the playoff. Games will, of course, be on ESPN, and ABC will be streamed on ESPN Plus, and Fox games will be streamed on Fox Sports app as well. Here's the breakdown. Of the 72 games, most of them will air on ABC, ESPN. So ABC gets 10, Fox gets 21, ESPN gets 10, and then ESPN2 gets 1, and FS1 gets 1. That is a huge thing. And this is something that we had talked about earlier, that was kind of the rumblings that most of the games were going to be on broadcast television, because that's the maximum. I mean, we see the traffic on the website, that those are always the biggest games. When they're on FS1 or ESPN2, they're kind of just nothing. I mean, we do get traffic, but when they're on ABC and Fox, and having Fox as the primary one with 21 games on there, I think that is outstanding, and that will certainly do well for the UFL. Some other things, single game tickets are available for pre-sale starting on February 20th for season ticket holders, and then the general public on February 22nd. And then we'll get into the matchups. And that's basically the gist of it. And then if you go to UFL News Hub, we actually have the full schedule. Not only that, but you can download the schedule. That's right. Something you can't do anywhere else. You can download the schedule to Apple Calendar, Outlook, or your Google Calendar. So you can have it all in right there. Also, what we have is the schedule broken down by teams. So if you go to schedules, you can pick the team, and we have all the games here. We'll get into that in a second. But the schedule to start the season off is, you got 1 o'clock game. You've got the now these are Eastern times, by the way. So you have the Birmingham Stallions against the Renegades, 4 o'clock. You have the Battlehawks against the Michigan Panthers. America's team, DC Defenders, is at noon on the 31st against the Brahmas at the Alamo Dome, and then the Memphis Showboats against the Houston Ruffnecks at 3 p.m. on and at Rice Stadium. And we'll have the channels here. I'll have to work on adding that to the list as well, so you know where the channels are. One of the other interesting things is that some of these games are actually going to be on at the same time. So if we go down to week 4, I think it was, you can see, like, here is Michigan Panthers, Brahmas, DC Defenders, Birmingham Stallions, all happening at the same time, then those will be basically just like you're watching an NFL game, whatever your local network is, whatever is the closest one you'll have. I assume ESPN Plus or one of the other channels will carry the streaming version of it. If you get blacked out, I don't think that will be the case, but that's something to keep in mind. And that actually happens quite a bit. He got on the 27th. You're having the 7 p.m. kind of 2 games going on. Let's see where else, where we get the double games. But that happens a couple times throughout the season. Something new. Here's on the May 26th. You've got 2:30 games as well. So that's something to keep an eye on as we reach out to finish the season with 10 games left. So we have the full schedule on UFL News Hub if you want to check it out. If you want to see it broken down by team, we also have that on UFL News Hub. But that is the gist of it. The schedule is out. We now have games. The first weekend is going to be Stallions at Renegades, Battlehawks at the Michigan Panthers. My DC Defenders, America's team, will be against the Brahmas, and then the Showboats against the Houston Ruffnecks at Rice Stadium. So get your tickets now, your season tickets. You can sign up for all that stuff. We are now going to be in the process of starting to plan some events. Get things going. All the DC Defenders games, actually the home games, are all on Sunday, which was something that was kind of interesting. And there's all other little nooks and little tidbits about the schedule that you can find out there. So this is it, my friends. The schedule is out. Again, if you want all the details, go to UFL News Hub. We have it all broken down, especially that you can download it to your phone, which is pretty dang cool. All right, so let us know what you think about the schedule. What do you think about week 1 in the season? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we finally have a schedule. So what's next? Rules, I guess. The Houston Ruffnecks officially have a home, Rice Stadium, which we've been talking about for a while. This has been locked up for a while, but now it's finally come to light. We knew this had to happen first before we got the schedule. So the Houston Ruffnecks will play the 2024 UFL season at historic Rice Stadium. Notable history in professional football. It will be the home of the Ruffnecks. Season ticket is on sale now. Russ Brandon said Rice Stadium will be a great home for the Ruffnecks. We can't wait to deliver a phenomenal football product and fan experience that is unique. H-Town Stadium, recognized for its history since 1950. It's been a key venue in Houston's football history, hosting the Oilers and a Super Bowl as well. So that's where they'll be playing. Of course, they've talked about whether or not this is the end-all, be-all. I think this is just a temporary stop, is my understanding. The team's move from Houston's TD ECU Stadium to Rice marks a new era and commitment to the community and the sport. The problem is, will they go back after this? Is it just a one-off type thing because TD ECU is upgrading its stadium? That's what it seems like to me. That's kind of what I've heard, that it's a temporary stop, but we'll see. But we have a home now, which means that we can now sell season tickets. So season tickets are currently on sale. Regular season, you can go to tickets at UFLRuffnecks.com. There's also a phone number if you want to get out there. So they're taking season ticket deposits. So get your season tickets for the Houston Ruffnecks as you have a home now at Rice Stadium.
In football, every play counts towards the win, just like every click counts towards growing your business. At CM3 Solutions, we're the game changers you need. With our cutting-edge SEO strategies, we'll put your business in the top league, ensuring you're seen by the fans that matter most, your customers. And when it comes to web design, we craft winning plays with stunning websites that not only look great but perform. From the first click, your audience is engaged with user-friendly designs that score big on customer satisfaction. Need a custom app? We've got the playbook to bring your vision to life, enhancing your digital presence and driving your business forward. So, whether it's SEO, web design, or application development, team up with CM3 Solutions. Let's score those business goals together. CM3 Solutions, where your business wins. Visit us today at cm3solutions.com.
All right, we are back with our news and notes. We have the UFL player salaries 2024 complete guide. We break it all down about who's potentially be the highest paid player, basically active and active players. So active rosters will earn $5,500 per week. There's training camp compensation rate at $850 a week. You got to remember, then taxes are taken out of that. House stipend, which has been part of the issue that has come up, of that $1,600 per month, breaking down to $400 a week. Camp roster sizes will be at 75 players. This is all from the UFLPA, about what they're doing this season versus what they did in the previous season. So active salaries, this is according to the USFL model, but the active salaries went up, inactives kind of stayed the same. Camp salaries got an increase. House stipend was kind of the same as last year, but camp roster size is way more. But this is only for the 2024 season. So that's interesting. So I wonder if they will be doing only this once and they won't have this 75-man roster going into 2025 if they make it to 2025. There's other kind of things in here too. Minimum active roster is 42. They get some travel reimbursements if they get released from the team. Player of the week gets money. Appearances, they'll get money anywhere from $150 to $250. They get travel of $55 for meals. So it kind of goes through the whole thing. We have it on UFL News Hub if you want to really get into the details. But that's kind of what players are going to make. The most thing is, what are the quarterbacks going to make? They haven't made this big announcement like they've done in the past. That like, hey, here are the quarterbacks. We haven't seen them, and we haven't even seen a lot of guys sign their letters of intent or, the terms of the contract just yet. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out on. That was always a big thing about who are the quarterbacks. So hopefully they do something with that next week. So basically what we're waiting for now is the rules, maybe the broadcast teams and, the final rosters as we lead up to, because we're less than 20 days from training camp beginning on February 24th. Also, it was kind of interesting that the NFL, this was making some news this week, that the NFL was exploring using the kickoff model, and that's been talked about quite a bit. The interesting thing, though, is that the UFL is thinking about not using the XFL's kickoff model and going with the USFL's kickoff model. This is something that Daryl Moose Johnson has been talking about. We've kind of heard that the USFL model was something that they were going to go for, but maybe the extra points might not be part of the thing. But this was interesting that the NFL is talking about this big hype about the XFL kickoff model, which I like, and how that they might not even, the UFL might not even use it, which I thought was kind of interesting. Also, the recruitment page for the UFL has got some more things. They've got remote sponsorships for the Panthers, Memphis and Birmingham. Houston Ruffnecks got a job opening. Michigan Panthers have got a job opening. So the UFL is hiring. If you go to the UFL.com, you can see some of the stuff. Also, some of the jobs have been posted on Fox Careers if you want to kind of check out that too. Also, add the San Antonio Brahmas are having their kickoff event February 15th. All are welcome. Wade Phillips will be there. Dale Moose Johnson will be there, open to the public. They just ask you that there's Brahma bullpen tickets for game one, autographed memorabilia, and more. From 2 to 4 at the Alamo Dome. Russ Brandon will not be present for this one, but Moose Johnson will be. And they just asked to RSVP first. The form is on UFLnewshub.com if you want to check that out. But we have events like today, for example, Birmingham Stallions are hosting their first. This will be the first engagement event. DC Defenders are February 15th next week. Michigan Panthers are the 10th. Memphis Showboats are right after that. Will be on the 9th. These meet and greets. Now, we haven't heard from the Battlehoff, Ruffnecks, or Renegades about announcing their events yet, but that's what we have there. Some of them are season ticket holders. Some of them are open to the public. Seems like the USFL teams are more just kind of open to the public. And whereas DC Defenders one was kind of like, it's kind of season ticket holders and sign up, and then you'll get a notification if you're even allowed to go. So that's kind of where we stand there. So definitely, if you're in the area, go to those events. It'll be a lot of fun. You get to meet the head coaches. Most likely either Russ Brandon or Daryl Moose Johnson will be there. So it'll be fun to kind of interact with them, interact with the coach. Not sure if players will show up. It's just something that we'll have to kind of keep. Probably not, because they would have to fly them out there. But as you can see, it's going to be a fun event, and we're building up towards the kickoff in 2024. We are counting down the days, my friends, counting down the days.
USFL is in business.
The XFL is underway.
There's no doubt spring just got stronger.
All right. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, email podcast@uflnewshub.com. Remember, our question of the week is, what do you think of the schedule that came out? I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. I think the broadcast game, 72%, is huge. Only one FS1 game. The having two games on at the same time is kind of not that great. But hey, what can you do? I mean, it is what it is. And that's all I could say about that. All right, let's get on to some emails. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel as always. First, Andy says, please add a team in San Diego to play at Snapdragon Stadium. We're hungry for pro football. Again, we have to get through this season first, Andy, before we can even think about anything else. Ken checking in, talking about the salaries. He said, excellent information. Seems the bargaining agreement seems pretty good. Maybe there should be an additional player making 100,000, but overall it's a step up. Now, one of the things that the UFLPA said about the player salary was that was kind of like the minimum that teams were allowed to, if they wanted to, is to pay more for players. That was something that was said there as well. Another thing that would show faith in the league would be something like for league veterans, if a player has been in the USFL or XFL, or has been on the roster, including NFL practice squads for 8 games last year, players would receive an extra $1,000 annually. If they were in 2022, they would receive an additional bonus of $1,000. That would mean that making 55 for a 10-game season would actually make it 57. Not that much of a difference, but it does take into consideration loyalty or the way you differentiate and increase it for veterans. This is clearly a start, but something not so great. The league would make it harder for veterans to make the team, but it gives veterans an opportunity to make a wee bit more than rookies. Remember, that's $55,000, but then you get takes taxes out of it, and that's 40%-ish of the taxes taken out. So you're coming away with, but it's 10-game season. You still get to play football. There's ways to make money on the side by, doing events. So we'll have to kind of see. On to the kickoff model. DCAT says the XFL kickoff model was horrible. The USFL kickoff model was much better. If the UFL wanted to crafty with these rules, maybe they should let the USFL conference play by its rules and the XFL conference play by its rules. That would be interesting. The rules would then apply when a cross-conference game is played favors the home team, no different than MLB. Yeah, that's just making things more complicated. I get what you're saying, but like what we're hearing is that they're going to stick with the USFL kickoff. And we'll see how the NFL, I don't think the NFL is going to change their kickoff. I would be stunned that the UFL doesn't do the XFL kickoff model, but the NFL does. Maybe what's happening behind the scenes is the NFL is like, hey, we're going to talk about the XFL kickoff model, but let's see you guys do the USFL kickoff model and maybe make some tweaks and let us know how that goes. Maybe that's something. Ken checking in says, talking about the Brahmas kickoff event, he says, does anyone other than me feel like Bill Belichick would be the perfect UFL coach? After seeing the Guardians and Vipers did last year and the Maulers in 2022, it is clear that coaching at this level remains very important. So having a great coach would mean so much to this league. I mean, getting Bill Belichick would be a monster thing. And it would be something, hey, would be just like, hey, do it on the side. I think he still wants to get that all-time wins and go back to the NFL. I was really stunned that no one picked him up. Belichick does not need the money. What the UFL pays would be fine for him. For the most part, he would be not working with millionaires. His players would be motivated to get better, and Belichick would help those players reach their goals, even ones that didn't know that they had. Players reward people that help make them better. His team would play for him and they would win as he in-game knowledge. And I mean, it would be interesting. Players interested in coaching may choose a Belichick team over another one. I mean, he would be a steal to get him in the UFL to coach a team. And that would make big headlines, and it would be a chill. I mean, you see like Bob Stoops, Wade Phillips doing it. They enjoy it. It's not about the money per se. It's about they enjoy what they're doing. And we'll see. maybe next year they expand a team in New England or, New Jersey, and Bill Belichick is the coach there of the New Jersey Generals or something. I mean, there's a lot of great coaches, unfortunately, that didn't make the cut. Now that we have this league down to 8 teams. So it's kind of unfortunate there. And finally, Don checking in says, Kickoff, my friend, Kickoff, excited to see the schedule that it's out. He said the schedule has finally been released. Can't wait for the start of the season. Next up will be the rules. I still have my fingers crossed that they will use the XFL kickoff and punt rules. We've been hearing that it's going to be the USFL kickoff. They have been proven to safer for players while still making the play relevant. If they go the USFL kickoff, then the first play of the season will have all the excitement of an intentional walk in baseball. Thank you, Mr. Don. As always, check in. Appreciate the email. Yeah, I was, again, that's why I'm confused, but that's what they're saying now. The USFL did have good kickoffs. I mean, better than the NFL. So we'll have to see the rules come out. I mean, today is Thursday. I mean, they still have time. What do you think about the schedule being dropped at 8 a.m. on Monday? I think it's just get it out there. I'm just telling you, it's bare bones to get us to the next level and seeing how this goes. Even when The Rock was talking about it, I didn't see any clips. He was on Pat McAfee, I think, yesterday. I didn't see any clips of The Rock talking about anything there. Just to remember that when he said it once, it was kind of like, yeah, we're hopeful. He's got so much stuff going on, so we'll have to see what happens. But we also showed on our social media, there was a picture of Danny Garcia at the board directors meetings in the last day or two for the UFL. So that is going on. All right, my friends, that's it for this week's program. More exciting stuff. Hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm going to go. I want San Francisco to win because Kansas City beat my Baltimore Ravens. I have a feeling Kansas City is going to win because that's what they do. They have it down pat. So we'll have to play it by ear, but that's what I'm going with my gut. As far as the UFL mobile app, I have added some new stuff to it. I still need some time to kind of tweak things, but we've added, hoping to get this approved by Apple, but they've still been kind of, difficult to get through. But I mean, as soon as Apple approves it, then the Android version will be live right away. I'm not worried about the Android version getting approved. It's Apple getting through Apple's thing. So we set up notifications. I'm working with a third-party provider to try to figure all that stuff out. So that's what's going on with the app. As far as News Hub Fantasy goes, we just added Pick'em. So you can actually go in now that we have the schedule. So the schedule's up on the system. You can actually pick games. We're going to do Pick'em and some other games. Again, I really wanted to focus over the summer on News Hub Fantasy using the CFL data and add games and fun things and get tweaks and stuff, but they had an API issue. So I didn't get a chance to get the data to do this kind of stuff. So it wasn't just worth it, but now we're just going to have to wing it by ear. So News Hub Fantasy, if you want to play USFL fantasy football, I mean, I would have added more things to it. And also, one of the things I was thinking of is getting up our Discord going so we can have a chat and kind of build our own community. Thought about a forum. I think we could do that on the website. So let me know in the comments or in the emails. Do you want to see us have a forum on the website, or would you rather us have our own Discord channel? Let us know in the comments. And that is it for me, folks. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Stay safe out there. God bless as always. And I will see you all later.